Everything you've been taught about success is a lie. From the moment you opened your eyes to the world, you were conditioned to follow rules that keep you small, distracted, and complacent. Society doesn't want you to think for yourself. Your education, your workplace, even your so-called mentors, they all exist to make you obedient. Most people never question it. They settle. They stagnate. They wait for permission to act, hoping someone else will hand them success on a silver platter. But here's the brutal truth. No one will. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. If you keep waiting, the world will leave you behind, and the 1% who understand this will dominate while you're still trying to figure out why you're failing. But you, right now, have a choice. You can take control. Starting today, you can break free from the chains of distraction and mediocrity. You can claim the power that most people only dream about. It starts with your mind. Master your mind, and you master your life. This isn't theory. These aren't ideas you read in a book and forget. The laws I'm about to show you are weapons, tools for building unstoppable focus, for crushing procrastination, and for bending reality to your will. Every second you hesitate, your competition grows stronger, sharper, faster. Every day you delay is a day wasted. And let me tell you, there is no second chance in the battlefield of success. Hesitation is fatal. Indecision is death. Stop waiting, act, watch closely, because what comes next is not for the weak. It's not for the comfortable. It's for those willing to destroy the excuses that have held them back for years. I'm about to hand you the keys to absolute mental control, the ability to dominate your thoughts, command your actions, and execute with precision that leaves everyone else scrambling. Imagine this: a high performer, intelligent and capable, paralyzed by doubt, by indecision, by the endless scroll of distraction. Every day, opportunities pass him by. Every day, his competition grows stronger. Now imagine someone who applies these laws, someone who moves with ruthless efficiency, someone whose decisions are sharp, their focus unbreakable, their results undeniable. That can be you, not someday, not when luck strikes. Today, right now, so lean in. Pay attention. Let the discomfort of your current state burn through you, and let the possibility of transformation ignite a fire that cannot be extinguished. By the end of this video, you will have a blueprint, a system, a framework for taking control of your mind and your life. The only question is, are you ready to step into the 1%? The only thing standing between you and total mastery is the choice to act. And that choice begins right now. Why do you feel powerless even though you work harder than everyone around you? Why do you watch others climb while you stay trapped in the same routine, wondering if your effort will ever pay off? The truth is simple. Most people are mentally enslaved, and you've likely been trapped in the same patterns for years. Indecision cripples you. Distraction steals your focus. Emotional manipulation drains your energy. Procrastination quietly sabotages your ambitions. These weaknesses are silent killers. They don't just slow you down. They destroy the life you could have built. Look around. Every day you see people rewarded for mediocrity, for fitting in, for playing by rules designed to keep them small. And if you've ever wondered why success feels elusive, the answer is staring you in the face. Society doesn't teach power. It teaches obedience, comfort, and conformity. The lessons drilled into you from school to the workplace were never about mastering your mind or dominating your circumstances. They were about producing compliance. That's why most people fail, not because they lack talent, but because they lack control. They never learn to master themselves, and they never act with ruthless precision. Now think about the cost of inaction. Every opportunity you hesitate on is snatched by someone sharper, faster, and more decisive. Every day you procrastinate is another day your influence fades, another day your ambition weakens. Time doesn't pause. Life doesn't wait for indecision to end. If you don't act, stagnation becomes permanent. Your goals, your dreams, the respect you crave, they slip further from your grasp with every second wasted. You are not alone in this struggle. Everyone feels the pressure of distraction, the frustration of missed chances, the weight of outside influence. But awareness is not enough. Knowledge without action is a prison. If you are tired of being manipulated by your own mind, tired of watching others pass you by, it's time to fight back. There is a way to reclaim control. It's not easy. It demands discipline, focus, and ruthless self-mastery. But it works. The 7 laws I'm about to teach you are your blueprint. A system for destroying weakness, dominating your mind, and taking the life that has always been yours by right. Every word, every rule, Every step is a weapon designed to transform hesitation into action, confusion into clarity, and powerlessness into absolute control. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Every decision, every action, every success begins with where your mind is focused. If your attention drifts, so does your life. Distraction is the silent enemy of power. Social media notifications, endless emails, meaningless chatter, these aren't just nuisances. They are chains designed to steal your energy and scatter your focus. If you cannot master your attention, you cannot master anything. The difference between someone who achieves greatness and someone who lingers in mediocrity is simple: focus. Total, unbreakable, deliberate focus. Look at the world's most powerful achievers. Elon Musk doesn't succeed because he works harder than everyone else. He succeeds because he directs every ounce of his attention to the tasks that matter most. When Musk is designing a rocket or mapping out a production timeline, nothing distracts him. Meetings, emails, social obligations, they all bow to the demands of his mind. Meanwhile, countless peers, equally intelligent, squander their potential because they let their attention drift. They respond to notifications, chase trivial problems, and react to the world instead of shaping it. Focus is the true currency of power, and those who control it dominate life itself. To take control of your attention, start with a daily audit. Observe your mind. Where does it go when it's left to wander? Identify the moments of distraction, social media scrolling, unnecessary multitasking, idle conversations, and eliminate them. Set clear priorities each morning. Define the one thing that will move you forward the most, and allocate your highest energy to it. Use timed focus sessions. Block 60 to 90 minutes of undisturbed work, during which no notification, no interruption, and no external noise is allowed. Protect this time as if your life depends on it, because it does. Track your results and adjust relentlessly. The 1% who achieve extraordinary outcomes don't stumble through their day. They execute a strategy of attention mastery that ensures every action compounds toward success. Remember this: attention is not a habit, it is a weapon. Every distraction you allow chips away at your power. Every moment you give to triviality is a moment lost forever. You can have talent, resources, and intelligence, but without focus, all of it is wasted. Take ownership of your attention today. Audit your mind, block distractions, and execute with ruthless clarity. Master your attention, and you gain the first unbreakable edge over everyone else still wandering in distraction. Emotions are energy, and if you cannot control them, they will control you. Every decision, every interaction, every move you make is influenced by your emotional state. Anger, fear, jealousy, frustration, left unchecked. These forces dictate your actions, sabotage your plans, and hand power to those who remain calm and calculated. Emotional mastery is not optional. It is the foundation of every high-level decision and the difference between leaders who dominate and those who fail. Look at history and the world's top leaders. Those who let anger dictate strategy crumble. CEOs fired for rash decisions, generals losing battles because of uncontrolled fear, innovators paralyzed by frustration. These are all examples of the cost of emotional weakness. Contrast that with leaders who channel emotion into strategy. They feel anger but transform it into a calculated plan. They face fear but convert it into clarity. They experience frustration but use it as fuel for action. The world does not reward those who react impulsively. It rewards those who act deliberately, guided by self-control. To master your emotions, start with a pause. Before reacting, breathe, step back, and analyze the situation. Ask yourself, is this reaction serving my long-term goal, or am I giving power to a fleeting feeling? Journal your triggers. Identify what provokes anger, fear, or envy, and examine why it affects you. Awareness is the first step toward mastery. Once you understand your patterns, convert emotional energy into actionable insight. Use anger as motivation to execute a plan. Transform frustration into a methodical approach to overcome obstacles. Turn fear into a roadmap for preparation and advantage. Practice emotional tracking daily. Record moments where you felt strong emotion and how you responded. Evaluate whether your actions increased your power or diminished it. Begin small. Detach in minor conflicts, respond with calm, and notice how influence shifts in your favor. As this skill develops, larger challenges become manageable. Emotional control is not suppression, it is direction. You are not denying your feelings. You are directing them toward results. Remember this: uncontrolled emotions are chains. They make you predictable, weak, and vulnerable. Controlled emotions are weapons. They give clarity, enhance decision-making, and create influence that others cannot match. Start today. Track your responses, pause before action, and convert energy into strategy. The stronger your emotional mastery, the sharper your advantage. If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your life. Command your mind, command your feelings, and power becomes inevitable. Your thoughts create your reality. Every action, every result, every success begins in the mind. Yet most people live passively, letting random thoughts drift through their consciousness, believing they have no control. The truth is brutal. Passive thinking leads to passive outcomes.
If you do not command your mind, it will command you.
Every doubt, every fear, every unnecessary distraction becomes a chain, holding you back from the power and results you are capable of achieving. Master your thoughts, and you master your life. Fail, and life masters you. Look at the world's most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and leaders. They don't wait for clarity to appear, they visualize it. Elon Musk imagines entire rockets, Tesla's infrastructure, and global systems before they exist. Top athletes rehearse every movement, anticipating every scenario before stepping onto the field. Compare this to the average person, endlessly doubting, second-guessing every move, allowing negative self-talk to erode confidence and stall progress. The difference is clear. Directed thought breeds decisive action. Undirected thought breeds stagnation. To dictate your thoughts, start with morning visualization. Begin each day by mentally rehearsing your goals, your victories, and the steps necessary to achieve them. See the outcome clearly in your mind before it exists in reality. Use mental rehearsal throughout your day. Practice conversations, presentations, decisions, and challenges in your mind before executing them in real life. Reframe negative thoughts into strategic insight. Every doubt can be dissected, analyzed, and converted into a plan of attack. Every fear can be transformed into preparation. Do not let random thoughts dominate you. Command them. Every thought is a soldier under your command. Lead them, or they will sabotage you. Track your mental patterns. Identify recurring negative thoughts, distractions, and unproductive ruminations. Write them down. Examine them. Then take decisive action to replace them with controlled, purposeful thinking. Over time, your mind will become a weapon, sharp, precise, and relentless. The clarity and confidence that emerge when you dictate your thoughts will make every decision faster, every action more powerful, and every outcome more favorable. Remember, your mind is not a playground for idle thoughts. It is the control room for every achievement you seek. Random thinking is weakness. Directed thinking is mastery. Command your mind, rehearse your victories, and replace doubt with strategy. Dictate your thoughts today, and you will seize control of tomorrow. Those who allow thoughts to drift are slaves to circumstance. Those who command them are unstoppable. Power is not measured by how busy you are. It is measured by how effectively you focus on what truly matters. Most people confuse activity with progress. They fill their days with trivial tasks, endless meetings, meaningless commitments, and distractions masquerading as productivity. The result? Exhaustion, stagnation, and failure. To dominate your life, you must learn to set ruthless priorities. You must know what deserves your attention and what does not. Every action, every decision, every hour of your day should serve the advancement of your power, control, and long-term goals. If it doesn't, it's a distraction. Consider Warren Buffett and his famous 25-5 rule. He asks you to list your top 25 goals, then circle the 5 most important. The other 20? Avoid them at all costs. Most people would obsess over all 25, wasting energy and focus, while Buffett channels every ounce of his attention into the handful that truly drives results. This is the power of ruthless prioritization. It is not convenience, it is not comfort, it is strategy. By concentrating on what matters most, you become unstoppable. By spreading yourself thin, you remain ordinary. To implement ruthless prioritization, begin by writing a list of everything you aim to achieve. Then, ruthlessly identify the top 3 to 5 actions that will generate the greatest impact. Eliminate or delegate the rest. Use your time and energy like currency. Spend it only where it multiplies returns, not where it evaporates into meaningless effort. Set boundaries for every day, every task, and every interaction. Protect your focus as if it were your most valuable asset, because it is. A single hour of undisturbed strategic work can achieve more than a day of scattered effort. The 1% understand this. Most never will. Command yourself. If it's not advancing your control or power, it is a distraction. Every trivial task you entertain, Every minor obligation you accept is a slow bleed of influence and momentum. Eliminate it. Focus relentlessly. Measure everything by the question, does this move me closer to mastery, control, and dominance? If not, cut it. Make this your standard, your rule, your law. Prioritization is not a suggestion. It is a weapon in the battle for your life. Remember, the weak are busy. The powerful are focused. Decide today which side you want to be on. Audit your commitments, ruthlessly eliminate the irrelevant, and direct your energy with surgical precision. When you make ruthless prioritization a habit, distractions crumble, clarity emerges, and your influence grows exponentially. Master your priorities and you master your world. Instant pleasure is the enemy of power. Every impulse you chase, every short-term reward you indulge, chips away at long-term dominance. Success is never delivered overnight. It is earned through patience, discipline, and the ability to delay gratification. Impulsive actions weaken your position. Strategic restraint strengthens it. Those who surrender to fleeting pleasures fall behind. Those who master delay become unstoppable. If you want to dominate life, you must train yourself to see beyond the moment. You must learn to endure discomfort today for massive rewards tomorrow. Look at elite athletes and champions. They do not win trophies on a whim. They train for years enduring pain, repetition, and exhaustion while their peers seek comfort. Michael Jordan spent countless hours practicing shots nobody would notice, running drills nobody would cheer. The championship didn't come from talent alone. It came from relentless, patient investment in the process. Their victories were not the result of immediate gratification, but the outcome of long-term vision executed with discipline. You can apply the same principle in every area of your life. To harness delayed gratification, begin by identifying non-essential rewards you currently chase. Social media likes, impulsive spending, instant entertainment, these are distractions from your power. Set clear rules for when and how you allow yourself to enjoy rewards. Track your progress daily, measuring how restraint contributes to growth. Use small, strategic rewards to reinforce discipline only after meaningful progress, not before. Train yourself to tolerate short-term discomfort for long-term dominance. The mind adapts to patience and power compounds when discipline becomes habitual. Every decision is a test of patience. Every moment you resist an impulse, you gain leverage over your desires. Patience is not weakness. It is a weapon. When others crumble under temptation, you stand firm. When others chase fleeting pleasures, you consolidate strength. Every strategic delay, every calculated sacrifice brings you closer to mastery, influence, and control. Remember, the 1% do not indulge every desire, they control them. They convert short-term restraint into long-term advantage, and in doing so, they operate leagues above the average person. Command yourself. Instant pleasure is temporary. Patience is enduring. Discipline is power. Every moment you practice delayed gratification builds an invisible fortress around your life, protecting your time, energy, and influence from decay. Reject impulse. Embrace patience. Reward strategically. Master this law, and you will see the compounding effect of patience elevate you above everyone still enslaved by desire. Your future depends on it. Obstacles are inevitable. Setbacks will arrive. Betrayal, failure, financial collapse, physical exhaustion. These are tests designed to separate the weak from the powerful. Mental resilience is what allows you to convert struggle into advantage. It is the ability to bend without breaking, to endure without yielding, and to emerge stronger from adversity. Without resilience, challenges become chains that hold you back. With it, they become weapons that sharpen your mind, strengthen your resolve, and accelerate your rise. Look at history. Leaders who survived betrayal, war, and financial collapse did not do so because circumstances favored them. They did so because their minds refused to surrender. Winston Churchill led a nation under relentless bombardment, yet his mental fortitude carried Britain through the darkest hours of World War II. Entrepreneurs facing bankruptcy, innovators confronted with ridicule, and athletes overcoming career-threatening injuries. What separates the winners from the rest is not luck or talent. It is resilience. They endure, adapt, and convert pressure into performance. You can do the same. To build mental resilience, start by deliberately exposing yourself to controlled discomfort. Take cold showers, push your physical limits, challenge yourself to complete difficult tasks under pressure. These exercises train your mind to remain calm and focused when real crises arrive. Reflect on your failures, not to dwell, but to extract lessons and forge strategies that prevent repetition. Embrace moments of adversity as opportunities to practice patience, discipline, and strategic problem solving. The stronger your mind becomes under controlled challenge, the stronger it will be when chaos strikes uninvited. Every day presents opportunities to reinforce resilience. Notice when you encounter resistance, irritation, or difficulty. Do not shy away. Step toward it, endure it, learn from it. Your mind must bend without breaking, endure without yielding. Every trial you face and overcome compounds your power. Every difficulty you navigate reinforces your ability to act decisively under pressure. Weakness thrives in comfort. Strength emerges in struggle. Command yourself. Resilience is not optional. It is the foundation for every law you will master, every action you will take, and every result you will achieve. By training your mind to survive discomfort, to process stress without panic, and to transform adversity into opportunity, you become unshakable. The 1% do not crumble under pressure, they thrive. They use every obstacle to sharpen their strategy and assert control over their circumstances. Build your mental resilience today, and you will not only withstand the challenges of life, you will dominate them. Your inner dialogue is more powerful than any external force. The way you speak to yourself in silence determines the decisions you make under pressure, the confidence you carry into action, and the outcomes you achieve. Self-talk is not idle chatter. It is a strategic tool. If your inner voice is filled with doubt, hesitation, or fear, every step you take is weakened before it even begins. Conversely, if your self-talk is disciplined, precise, and aligned with your goals, it becomes a force multiplier, shaping confidence, clarity, and decisive action. Look at champions and leaders. Before a major competition, elite athletes do not rely solely on skill. They engage in internal pep talks, scripting their victory in their mind. They visualize the outcome, repeat affirmations, and feed their minds with certainty and focus. The same applies to top CEOs and generals. They rehearse challenges, anticipate obstacles, and reinforce self-belief in silence. Compare this to the average person, whose inner voice is filled with excuses, fear, and second-guessing. The difference is staggering. One moves with unstoppable momentum, the other stagnates in hesitation. To master self-talk, start by actively monitoring your internal dialogue. Catch every negative thought the moment it arises. Reframe it into strategy, affirmation, or constructive insight. For example, when doubt creeps in, "I can't handle this," convert it into actionable direction. "I will break this into steps, execute, and overcome." Create daily affirmations aligned with your highest priorities, speaking them internally with conviction. Visualize challenges and rehearse your responses decisively. Make your mind a battlefield where your inner voice is a general, not a saboteur. Practice is key. Each day, record moments when self-doubt or hesitation arises. Note how it affects your actions and correct it immediately. Over time, your inner voice becomes a trained asset rather than a liability. You will start to respond with confidence instinctively, even under chaos, pressure, or unexpected obstacles. Your mind will no longer sabotage your actions. It will enforce them. Command yourself. What you say to yourself in silence determines what you do in chaos. Control your inner dialogue and you control your external results. Neglect it, and you are at the mercy of every fleeting thought, fear, and hesitation. Align your self-talk with mastery, power, and decisive action, and you forge an unbreakable link between thought and execution. Master this law and you will find every challenge less daunting, every decision clearer, and every victory more certain. Discipline is not just about what you do. It's about how you control the most finite resource you have, time. Every second you waste is energy, opportunity, and power lost. To dominate life, you must see time as a weapon, a tool to execute with precision, not as an afterthought. Most people drift aimlessly, letting hours slip through their fingers. You will not be most people. You will command your day, every hour, every minute, every second. Look at the world's most elite performers. Elon Musk doesn't guess how to spend his time. He schedules every 5 minutes of his day. Every block, every movement is intentional. This is not obsession, it's mastery. Top performers exploit every hour, not through frantic activity, but through relentless prioritization. When you view time as currency, you stop spending it on distractions. Meetings without purpose, endless scrolling, small talk, they are taxes on your power. You will eliminate them. Start by planning your day in blocks. Map out your hours and assign clear objectives to each segment. Mornings are for high-value work that requires deep focus. Midday can handle execution tasks. Evenings are for reflection and learning. The 1% who dominate understand that unstructured time is wasted potential. Treat each hour like an investment. Ask yourself, will this action increase my power, skill, or influence, or am I squandering my life? Eliminate wasted time aggressively. Turn off notifications. Batch tasks that require similar energy. Use the Pomodoro method to maintain focus, but don't rely solely on it. Instead, impose self-discipline that extends beyond timers. Every minute you recover from distraction is a minute you can convert into advantage. Most people will never seize this level of control. They will let their days be stolen by trivialities. You must rise above. Remember, time is relentless. You cannot create more, only manage it. Start small. Schedule tomorrow today, break it into actionable blocks, and defend it against interruptions like a general guarding his fortress. Comment below with your plan for tomorrow's first 3 hours and commit to executing it with no compromise. Like this video if you're ready to wield your time as a weapon and leave the lazy 99% behind. Dominate your schedule, master your hours, and you will build unstoppable momentum. Your mind is a fortress, and every influence that enters it is either a weapon or a liability. People you interact with, the media you consume, even casual conversations, all shape your thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately your decisions. Uncontrolled, these external inputs erode clarity, drain focus, and subtly dictate your actions. If you wish to dominate life, you must monitor and control what enters your mental space. Guard your mind rigorously because every influence counts. Look at the most successful individuals. They do not surround themselves with complainers, procrastinators, or passive thinkers. They carefully select mentors, peers, and resources that elevate their thinking, sharpen their strategy, and challenge their limits. Warren Buffett famously avoids negative or distracting company. Elon Musk controls the flow of information around him to maximize focus on his goals. Contrast this with the average person, consuming toxic media, engaging in gossip, and letting negativity and distraction dictate their mood and choices. The difference is stark. External inputs shape internal outcomes, and those who curate them gain a decisive edge. To take control, start with an audit. Examine your social circle, online activity, and informational intake. Identify individuals, content, and habits that drain energy, inspire doubt, or reinforce mediocrity. Limit or eliminate these influences ruthlessly. Replace them with mentors, peers, and media that challenge your intellect, reinforce your values, and inspire action. Seek out people who have achieved what you aspire to. Learn from their strategies, adopt their habits, and let their discipline influence your trajectory. Next, create boundaries. Limit exposure to negative news cycles, toxic debates, and unnecessary social media scrolling. Curate what you consume as carefully as a general chooses which soldiers to deploy into battle. Each input should serve a purpose: to educate, to sharpen, to empower. Anything else is a drain on your energy and a theft of your potential. Command yourself. Your mind is your most valuable asset, and it must be protected as such. Every interaction, every piece of content, every influence has the power to shape your outcomes. Guard it, choose carefully. Surround yourself with those who elevate thinking, provide honest feedback, and challenge you to rise. Those who fail to monitor influences are at the mercy of circumstance. Those who control them build unstoppable momentum. Make this a habit today. Protect your mental space, and you will dominate every arena of life. Rigidity in thought is a silent killer. Those who cling stubbornly to one way of thinking, one strategy, or one mindset become predictable, vulnerable, and ultimately irrelevant. Adaptability, on the other hand, is power. The ability to pivot, to reassess, to generate multiple solutions under pressure is what separates leaders from followers, winners from the stagnant. Mental flexibility allows you to convert challenges into opportunities, threats into advantages, and setbacks into catalysts for growth. Look at CEOs, entrepreneurs, and elite strategists. When a crisis hits, the rigid fail. They double down on failing methods, become reactive, and watch their progress crumble. But those who embrace flexibility pivot mid-crisis. They examine the environment, anticipate shifts, and adapt strategies before competitors even notice the change. Jeff Bezos, for example, started Amazon as an online bookstore but shifted relentlessly toward becoming a global retail and tech powerhouse. His success came not from stubborn adherence, but from strategic mental adaptation. This is the advantage of flexible thinking. It turns change, a constant in life, into your ally rather than your enemy. To train mental flexibility, begin by challenging your assumptions daily. Identify areas where you act out of habit or rigid belief and ask, is this the only way? Is there a better path? Practice seeing multiple solutions for every problem and weigh them without bias. Adopt dynamic planning. Set goals but allow for adjustments as circumstances shift. Anticipate obstacles and design alternative routes before they appear. By training your mind to pivot preemptively, you gain speed, clarity, and a decisive edge in any situation. Next, expose yourself to diverse ideas and perspectives. Read widely, engage with contrasting viewpoints, and place yourself in situations that demand creative problem-solving. The more flexible your thinking becomes, the less likely you are to be caught off guard, and the more opportunities you can seize. Treat flexibility as a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger, sharper, and more reliable it becomes. Command yourself. Stubbornness kills opportunity. Adaptability conquers it. The world is in constant motion, and those who resist change become obsolete. Those who embrace it, analyze it, and manipulate it dominate. Flexibility in thought is not indecision. It is strategic power. Train it, practice it, and integrate it into every decision, every plan, and every interaction. Mental flexibility transforms uncertainty into control, chaos into strategy, and challenges into victory. Master this law and nothing can corner you. The world is a constant source of noise, distraction, and influence. Conversations, notifications, obligations, they all pull your mind in dozens of directions at once. To think clearly, to strategize effectively, and to make decisions that dominate, you must learn the power of strategic isolation. Alone time is not weakness. It is strength. It is a tool for recalibration, reflection, and insight. Solitude allows you to assess your goals, refine your strategies, and sharpen your mind without the interference of external chaos. History is full of those who understood this principle. Writers, philosophers, and strategists often seclude themselves for long stretches, producing work and ideas that change the world. Isaac Newton retreated to isolation during the plague and emerged with groundbreaking discoveries. Sun Tzu's strategies were conceived through reflection and study, far from distraction. Even modern innovators like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos create pockets of solitude to analyze complex problems, plan long-term, and execute with precision. Isolation is where clarity is forged and where mental power multiplies. To implement strategic isolation, schedule daily sessions where you are completely alone. Turn off phones, block distractions, and dedicate this time to focused thinking. Use it to reflect on your actions, evaluate your goals, and design strategies that others overlook. Engage in deep work. Analyze challenges, anticipate obstacles, and rehearse solutions in your mind. The goal is not merely to escape the world, but to harness the clarity and insight that only solitude can provide. Combine isolation with reflection exercises. Journaling, mental mapping, and scenario planning all thrive in quiet, controlled environments. During these sessions, confront uncomfortable truths, examine mistakes, and ask yourself, what could I have done better? How can I leverage this situation? Solitude provides the space to answer these questions with precision and honesty. Those who neglect isolation remain reactive, scattered, and influenced by every external stimulus. Those who practice it gain foresight, composure, and unmatched strategic advantage. Command yourself. The world distracts. Isolation empowers. Master the art of being alone without losing purpose. Let solitude sharpen your mind, clarify your decisions, and elevate your thinking above the noise. Strategic isolation is not avoidance, it is preparation. It is the secret weapon of those who achieve more in a single hour of focused reflection than others do in weeks of busy distraction. Make it a daily practice and your mental power will grow exponentially. Your mind is a kingdom, and like any kingdom, it requires fortified gates. Without clear boundaries, you become vulnerable to manipulation, persuasion, and the subtle influence of others. Weak mental defenses allow opinions, agendas, and distractions to infiltrate your thinking, cloud your judgment, and derail your plans. To dominate life, you must enforce mental boundaries. Protect your mind, defend it. Treat every thought, every interaction, every influence as a potential threat until you determine its value. Look at politicians, CEOs, and historical leaders who succeeded against the odds. They survived propaganda, peer pressure, and intense manipulation because they had mental boundaries in place. They recognized attempts to sway their judgment, filtered external input through disciplined criteria, and asserted limits on what they would absorb or act upon. Contrast this with individuals who lack these defenses, allowing every conversation, article, and social interaction to shape their mood, beliefs, and decisions. The difference is clear. Boundaries preserve power. The absence of them invites subjugation. To enforce mental boundaries, start by recognizing manipulative attempts. Identify situations where others try to influence your emotions, decisions, or focus without your consent. This could be gossip, unsolicited advice, or persuasive messaging designed to provoke reaction. Next, assert limits. Learn to say no firmly, without guilt, and to disengage from environments or interactions that compromise your clarity. Boundaries are not arrogance. They are strategic shields that preserve your mental strength for decisions that matter. Daily practice is essential. Monitor your responses to external input. Ask yourself, am I reacting or am I choosing deliberately? Each time you enforce a mental boundary, you train your mind to resist distraction, manipulation, and emotional hijacking. Gradually, you develop an unshakable fortress of thought, one that allows you to evaluate every situation objectively, respond strategically, and maintain control regardless of external pressures. Command yourself. Your mind is your kingdom. Defend its gates fiercely.
Every boundary you enforce multiplies your control. Every manipulation you resist strengthens your judgment, and every intentional decision solidifies your influence.
Weak minds are malleable. Strong minds are unyielding. Protect your mental territory, filter every influence, and refuse to surrender your focus to anyone or anything that does not serve your strategic objectives. Master this law, and you will remain unshakable, regardless of the chaos surrounding you. Mastery is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. Complacency is the enemy of power, and those who stop refining their skills, sharpening their mind, or challenging their limits inevitably fall behind. To dominate life and maintain control, you must internalize the principle of continuous mastery. Mental control, strategic thinking, focus, discipline, they are not one-time achievements. They are practices, habits, and rituals that must be reinforced every day. Success is sustained by relentless refinement, not by luck or temporary effort. Look at martial artists, elite investors, and powerful leaders. They do not become masters and then relax. They train daily, review every decision, refine their techniques, and analyze outcomes to extract lessons. Bruce Lee's philosophy was never about achieving perfection once. It was about constant evolution, learning, and adaptation. Warren Buffett continues to study, read, and reassess the market decades into his career. Continuous mastery is what allows them to maintain an edge while others plateau, stagnate, and fall into mediocrity. To practice continuous mastery, start by reviewing your progress daily. Track successes, failures, and the quality of your decisions. Reflect on what worked, what didn't, and why. Study relentlessly. Read, observe, and analyze those who have achieved what you aspire to. Challenge your skills consistently, whether through mental exercises, strategic planning, or testing new approaches. Adapt your strategies based on results, not assumptions. Complacency is the slow poison of power. Vigilance is the antidote. Make mastery a lifestyle, not a goal. Embed it into every habit, every routine, and every decision. The 1% understand that control is not a checkbox to tick. It is a state of constant maintenance. Every day without reflection, without refinement, is a day your influence diminishes. Every day you commit to improvement, you reinforce your mental dominance, your focus, and your strategic advantage. Command yourself. Control is not a goal. It is a lifestyle. Live it, breathe it, practice it. Make continuous mastery your standard, your rule, your law. By internalizing this principle, you build an unstoppable mind, a resilient strategy, and an unbreakable will. Every choice, every action, every thought is an opportunity to refine yourself. Commit to lifelong mental control, and you will rise above everyone still content with temporary success. Power favors the relentless, the disciplined, and the constantly evolving. Become that person. You have just walked through the 12 laws that separate the weak from the powerful, the passive from the unstoppable. Each law is not theory. It is a weapon, a tool, a blueprint for absolute mental control. Law 1 taught you to own your attention, to direct your focus like a laser, because without it, nothing else matters. Law 2 showed you to control your emotions, converting energy into strategy instead of letting anger or fear sabotage your decisions. Law 3 demanded that you dictate your thoughts, commanding your mind instead of letting random impulses dominate you. Law 4 instructed you to set ruthless priorities, focusing on what advances your power and cutting everything else. Law 5 emphasized the mastery of delayed gratification, training patience to build long-term advantage. Law 6 guided you to create mental resilience, enduring challenges without breaking, using adversity to sharpen your mind. Law 7 revealed the power of mastering self-talk, aligning your internal dialogue with action, confidence, and dominance. Law 8 reminded you to monitor influences, guarding your mind from toxic people, media, and distractions. Law 9 showed the importance of mental flexibility, pivoting, adapting, and staying ahead in a constantly changing world. Law 10 instructed you to practice strategic isolation, carving out time to reflect, plan, and strengthen clarity. Law 11 demanded that you enforce mental boundaries, defending your mind from manipulation and asserting limits on what enters your consciousness. And finally, Law 12 reminded you to internalize continuous mastery, committing to lifelong refinement, improvement, and relentless control over every thought, habit, and decision. Now the choice is yours. Knowledge is meaningless without execution. The question is simple. Which law will you conquer first? Implement one immediately. Start small, start deliberate, but start today. Comment below which law you will dominate first. Share your victories. Let others see that you are among the few willing to act while the masses hesitate. If you want to ascend beyond distraction, mediocrity, and passive living, subscribe to join the movement of men mastering their minds. This is not entertainment, it is transformation. It is a path that the 1% walk daily, where every action compounds into influence, power, and results. Weakness is optional. Power is earned. Take control today. Every choice you make either reinforces your mastery or erodes it. Decide which it will be. Leave this truth with you. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is taking the life you could have commanded. The opportunity to dominate your mind, your environment, and your future exists now, but only if you act. Your attention, your emotions, your thoughts, your priorities, they are yours to command. Use them or be used. The 12 laws are in your hands. Apply them and you will step into a life where control, power, and strategic advantage are inevitable. The world will not wait. The competition will not pause. Your rise begins the moment you decide it does. Do not wait. Act, dominate, command your destiny.